Hello, 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 and the biggest of welcomes to the Poké-stop, Poké-go, Poké-yes, Poké-no Hotel and Resort. We are so glad that you're here. My name is Kale, and I'm going to be the one checking you in on this late night. So can we start with your first and last name? How do you spell that? Just the last name. Okay, that's what I thought. I'm usually pretty good about that kind of thing, but always want to double check. Oh, and it looks like I found you. You're right here. And it appears you booked our Ultra Ball Suite, which is our second best option. Can you guess the best option? Well, you probably saw it on the website. Yes, it's the Master Ball Suite. Some people try to get cute and guess the luxury ball, and we don't offer the luxury ball suite here. Some people have thought that we should, but I'm just a receptionist, you know. I don't really have anything to do with that. But it is what it is. Well, let me go over our policies for Pokemon guests. Pokemon guests, because that is what you need to know. Hey, are you listening to me? Wake up. I know it's been a long night, but I need your attention. Focus on me, focus on my nose, focus on my hand, focus on my hand, focus on this hand, focus on my nose, focus on my hand, focus on my nose, focus on my hand. Thank you. I'm really gonna need your attention because these policies are complicated. They're very complicated. But you look really smart. And you're not so bad on the eyes otherwise either. Sorry, I'm not supposed to flirt with guests. Sorry. I hope you'll forgive me. Hey, focus on my nose, focus on my fingers, focus on my fingers. Thank you. Okay. So, we have several different categories of Pokemon guests that we accommodate here at the Poké-stop, Poké-go, Poké-yes, Poké-no Hotel and Resort. And they're represented by these plushies that you may have seen on your way in. The first category are the little critters. This is one of two true to life size plushies that we have. This is Froakie, the bubble frog Pokemon, and as you can tell, he's really little. He can fit in your hand. In fact, he's just a little bit bigger than the Pokeball he inhabits. He's about two Pokeballs tall. That is actually the measurement that we use. We have two Pokeballs over there that you can measure your Pokemon guests that you want to check in with. And these, you're allowed to check in an unlimited number. Not unlimited, the limit's 10, but usually that's more than enough for most people. Although, if you want to increase your limit of little critters, class 1 critters, we call them, you can upgrade to the Master Ball Suite. I always recommend. There's so much included, but we'll get to benefits later. You're trying to check in. So you can have up to 10 of class 1 critters as long as you register every single one with me right now, and as long as you keep them with you or in the ball at all times. And if you register any class 1 critters, which are this big or smaller, then you must keep your room door closed at all times. We don't want any spinneracks or any spin does, going out and running along and being a little escape artist and disturbing other guests, or little Froakies that are tiny little frogs, hopping and skipping over to places where their bubbles aren't maybe appreciated. So, do you have any class 1 Pokemon that you would like to check in today? Okay. Yes, the name of the specific Pokemon is actually helpful because we like to treat all the Pokemon as, individuals and as esteemed guests of our hotel and resort. So the name of the Pokemon and then the species of the Pokemon and the gender of the Pokemon, please. Clink. That is cool. Yeah, your Clink doesn't have a gender. That's true. That's true. Kaching is such a cute name for a Clink. That is such a cute name. Kaching. I like that. I like that. All right, our next class, class 2, is our last plushie that is true to life size. This is a plushie of Tepig. He is our model for a class 2 Pokemon. A class 2 Pokemon. Now, class 2s are a bit larger, and apart from Pokemon battles where, you know, this class 1 plushie would actually have a big advantage over this class 2 plushie, their physical size can make them a little bit more destructive when not controlled properly. So, for each guest, each human Pokemon trainer guest that you have checking in, which looks like right now it's just you, but if you have more people coming, they'll check in with me later. Well, each guest gets to bring 2 class 2s, just because we believe that with the other benefits that are coming along down the pipeline, so don't be afraid if you have 3. I've got a solution for you, but with all of your class 1s, it could be a lot to manage. So you get 2 class 2s per guest. So don't freak out if you have more than 2. I promise you we will get there. But as mentioned earlier, if you upgrade to the Master Ball Suite, you do actually get to bring 4 class 2s per guest. So this is really good for Rockruff breeders, you know, or other kinds of, you know, Pokemon trainers who really have a lot of this class 2 Pokemon. And the sizing guide is actually 4 Pokeballs of kind of volume. You know how there were kind of 2 in the head area and 2 in the body area, and that's not you know, for long, because I had to kind of, you know, finagle it, but that's volume. And so we actually, for Pokemon who like to swim, we have a pool, and if they submerge and dunk into the pool and the water overflows, they're going to bump up to class 3. But if they you know, submerge and the water doesn't go out, then they're class 2, and that's the exact volume, the exact maximum volume, which is actually bigger than the volume of 4 Pokeballs. As you can see, Tepig is bigger, but that's just kind of a visual reference. Yeah, if you understand, you're a smart cookie, you understand. So, for Pokemon who aren't big swimmers, we actually have a little height and width kind of thing with special cases for a Pokemon like Ekans, which is a snake and can coil up and change its shape. So it would be, you know, too long to be a class 2 by the box, but Ekans loves to swim. So, you know, we make everything work, and everything turns out as it should be. I can assure it. Hey, look at me, look at my nose, look at my finger, look at my nose, look at my finger. Okay, thank you. Look at Tepig. Okay, look at Froakie. Look at Tepig. Look at Froakie. Look at Tepig. Good. You're still with me. I know I can drone on about these explanations. I can really, I'm kind of a chatterbox, if you can't tell. Which brings me to my question. Do you have 1 or 2 class 2 Pokemon that you would like to register? Don't be afraid if you have 3. If you have 3, you're good. If you have 4, you're gonna want to upgrade. Okay? That is a really exciting guest. I've heard they're so friendly, and I would love to meet them sometime. Maybe if you're walking through the lobby, just don't be shy. Feel free to say hi. Okay. Awesome. You don't have to tell me the 3rd one yet. You don't have to tell me the 3rd one yet if you have one, okay? So class 3 is about the size of a Wobbuffet. Now, I don't know if you know how big a Wobbuffet is, but it is about 4 feet tall, the size of like a big toddler or a little middle schooler, maybe. And you are allowed to bring 1 class 3 Pokemon in because they are bigger and they require more attentive care and maintenance, unless that class 3 Pokemon passes the behavioral test, because many class 3 Pokemon, like, actually, I'm getting ahead of myself into class 4, but like Kadabra, for instance. Kadabra is very intelligent and usually knows how to handle itself and is not going to make a mess of our facilities. So Kadabra is an example of a Pokemon who we usually are very confident is going to pass the behavioral test. Other than that, there are some notable exceptions that I will talk about when I get to class 4. But yeah, so do you have any class 3 Pokemon, or you get to use your class 3 slot for a 3rd class 2 Pokemon if you don't have any class 3. So do you have any class 3 or 3rd class 2 Pokemon that you would like to check in today? Good question, actually. Yeah, if you want them to take the behavioral test, you tell that to me now, and I will, at the end of the check-in process, I will send you to the right person. Okay. Yeah, okay, that extra class 2, good, yes. Okay, class 3, that's gonna take the behavioral test. Okay, awesome. And another class 3 is gonna take the behavioral test. Perfectly legal, perfectly valid. All right, so next is our class 4. The Pokemon that I have for class 4 is Chansey. Now, I have Chansey for 2 reasons. Number 1, Chansey is quite large. Oh, did you hear my stomach growling? Maybe it's the egg. No, I'm just kidding. I don't eat Pokemon eggs. Could you imagine? That'd be sick and twisted. I would never do that. I would never, ever do that. Goodness. I'm Poké-vegan. Stop it. Okay. Chansey is quite large. Sorry, some things come over me. I'm losing track of myself right now. Chansey is quite large, but one beautiful thing about Chansey is a nursing Pokemon. Chansey has been known to help people in a lot of different ways, and Chansey is a Pokemon that is generally exorbitantly friendly. It's generally just a healer and someone who is going to make the space around them safer and better. So, class 4 Pokemon must be kept in their Pokeball at all times when in your room, except for the bedroom. They're allowed to get out and sleep in the bedroom, but in the kitchen they should not be, so they kind of have to be sequestered off to the bedroom, unless we actually have in the Master Ball Suite, by the way, a specific class 4 Pokemon room that is large and has a big playpen, so they have kind of everything they need there. And the Ultra Ball room, because you did pay pretty big bucks for, our 2nd best level, it does have a really large bedroom, and the large bedroom has large class 4 beds, and we will send up with you enough beds for every class 1 and class 2 and class 3 Pokemon that you registered, because you're an Ultra Ball tier and we want to treat you as such. So yes, so don't fret about that sequestering rule. We're just trying to keep our kitchens safe, so stoves, we don't want to start any large fires, and many class 4s, might have fires on their bodies, so you can apply for a class 4 permit. A class 4 permit. I hope you saw this on our website, but class 4s like Chansey, Blissey, things that work jobs. I even had a Machamp who works as a lifeguard at a pool, which was really cool. I didn't know that Machamps were doing that. I thought most of them did construction work, but yeah, lifeguard. So they all applied ahead of time for the Class 4 grant and showed their proof of employment and showed their Pokemon who also were able to pass the behavioral test. So you need proof of employment, and then we send you to the behavioral test. So they did the application beforehand, and then they were sent to the behavioral test afterwards. And you are allowed to have those out of ball anywhere. Other Class 4s, you are allowed to have one, and it must be in the ball in the room or sequestered to the bedroom / Class 4 area. But they are allowed in the Class 4 pool, which is specifically for Pokemon trainers who have larger Pokemon. And usually it is less people, but just as crowded as the other pool, because the Pokemon that take up the space are just taking up more space. So you get that. You're a very smart person, like I've said, so I know that you understand. So with all that yapping out of the way, can you tell me if you have any Class 4 work employee permits that you registered? Okay, awesome. They will be sent to the behavioral test with your Class 3s. Perfection. Is that the only one? Okay, awesome. I love that your Pokemon works with you at your job. That is the dream. I'm still trying to find a Pokemon who can contribute to the hotel check-in process. Because I have my Pokemon partners who I love, but it's not always an employment fit. But, you know, it is what it is. They are so happy in the employee Pokemon lounge. They have some best friends who are the Pokemon of my work besties. So it really works out. And I hope that you and I could be besties, and maybe our Pokemon could be besties on my time off, because you are just so fun to talk to and look at. Which I'm not supposed to say, so don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. Our little secret, how beautiful you are. Yeah. Anyway, I gotta get back to business. I gotta get back to business. I'm so crazy. I'm so crazy. Sorry. Well, do you have any more Class 4s? Or a Class 3 who's gonna take up your Class 4 slot? Anything like that? Okay. Awesome. Well, it will be so exciting to have them with us. How great. Now, I want to talk about the Master Ball Suite, just in case your Pokemon don't pass the behavioral test, which I'm sure they will. I'm 100% sure that you elected to have your Pokemon take the behavioral test because they are independent and leaders and intelligent and amazing. And they're going to even help take care of your other Pokemon, your other little guys. And I'm so excited that you guys get to take this vacation together. It sounds, well, I know that here at the Pokestop, Pokego, Pokeyes, Pokeno Hotel and Resort, you guys are going to have an amazing time. But with the Master Ball Suite, you only have to pay 2,000 extra Pokédollars. Now that is, if you are keeping track, the price of 20 Pokeballs, so nothing crazy. And actually, because it's the price of 20 Pokeballs, we actually throw in 2 Premier Balls if you upgrade to the Master Ball Suite from the Ultra Ball Suite. So isn't that nice? So just know that that is always an option. You will have that kind of bigger room and bigger space, but it is 2,000 extra Pokédollars a night. So just keep that in mind. Yes. So now that we have gotten the names of all of your Pokemon written down, everyone who made the journey to the Pokestop, Pokego, Pokeyes, Pokeno Hotel and Resort, I would like to just run through some of the things that we have here. First of all, you heard about our 2 separate pools. Our general pool that all of your little swimmers are going to love and you are going to love as well. And some people just like to lay out I saw a woman with these ginormous sunglasses, and she just looked like she was just cooler than me in every single way, and she was just such a baddie, such a diva, but she just loved to lay out in the sun. And you know what Pokemon she had with her? Espathra. They were a perfect pair. I was like, I know how you two got together. You were just baddie slayer, legend, icon, divas. And I always say that. I always say that. So we have the general pool. We have the class 4 pool, which it looks like you and your friends might want to use, but you don't have to if the class 4s don't go to this one. So maybe they have something else they want to do, or if your employee class 4, you know, your working class 4 wants to sit, watch, babysit, do something at the class 4 pool, perfectly acceptable, perfectly acceptable. We have on file, we will give them a special wristband, or not every Pokemon has wrists that they can put on. So with a Decidueye, Decidueye is a very smart Pokemon. We put that kind of as a collar to identify them as a responsible Pokemon, that, you know, employee classification, and so they can babysit and watch over the other Pokemon that they are responsible for. So it's all really streamlined and worked out and effective, so that you guys can have the best time, and we're trying not to interrupt your system. We just want to make sure, for everyone's safety, that you're in our system. Yes. So it's all very good. We also have the fitness center, and this is open for Pokemon and trainers alike. We have the weight room, the cardio, everything that a human or, you know, many fighting type Pokemon might need to get stronger. We also have what we call blast rooms, where Pokemon who use really strong moves can attack our blast proof setting, which is inspired by Blissey, who has such a high special defense stat. And then we also have the Shuckle room, which actually the walls are lined with Shuckle shells, and there are many different obstacles and things for your Pokemon to attack with a physical move. So just so you know, we get lots of questions about this. No Shuckles were harmed in the making of that room. These Shuckle shells were actually from the owner of the Pokestop, Pokego, Pokeyes, Pokeno Resort and Hotel and Resort. Loves Shuckle. It's his favorite Pokemon. The idea behind the Shuckle room came from him, and he has raised so many Shuckle in his life, like 20 to 50 at a time. 20 to 50 at a time. Because when he's not here, he's living out on the Shuckle Ranch, out on the beach. They live on the beach and they own a section of the beach because he's so rich. He's so rich. But my salary is pretty good for a receptionist, so I'm not mad. Well, when you're raising 20 to 50 Shuckles at a time, you might have many Shuckles who unfortunately pass away. And instead of grieving their loss and letting their loss hold him back, he did what all Pokemon trainers must do, and he moved on. And to do that, he used their tragic passing for the good of the hotel, and so we all thank him for that. So just so you know, these were much well beloved Shuckles, and they were well taken care of until the end of their natural life. Now the blast room is not made out of Blissey anything. I don't even know what we would do. Fur? That would be terribly inhumane and horrible. And I don't think people would like it. It is just inspired by Blissey and uses scientific research that came from the study of Blissey's. And we made sure that research was ethical as well when we were looking into using this material, because we did not want to support scientists who are doing cruel things. So yes, apart from our fitness center and our pool, we also have a lounge and a cafe, and the two are connected. Hey, I know it's late, but I'm almost done. Can you just focus on my nose? Focus on the Pokeball. Okay, follow the Pokeball. Follow the Pokeball. Now tell me when the Pokeball leaves your field of vision. Good. Follow the Pokeball, follow the Pokeball, follow the Pokeball, follow the Pokeball, follow the Pokeball. Good. Yes, it did leave your field of vision because it's behind my head. Okay, focus on the Pokeball, focus on my nose, focus on my finger, focus on the Pokeball, focus on my nose, focus on my finger, focus on the Pokeball, focus on my nose, focus on my finger, focus on the Pokeball, focus on my nose, focus on the Pokeball, focus on my finger. Good job. Good. Just had to make sure you were still with me. So we have our lounge and our cafe, and there are several beautiful alchemies on staff who make our pastries, and they are just lovely Pokemon. So kind, so sweet, very sweet. So I know you will love to get to know them. We also have an Alakazam who actually works, and he is the barista, and he has a keystone, and one of our other baristas has a key ring, and when there's a big rush, he mega evolves and uses all of those spoons to stir the drinks that he's making, and it is a sight to behold. We actually have people who come in at rush hour and don't even order a coffee because they just want to watch him work. It is really an amazing sight to behold. So those are our basic in-hotel amenities. We have another guide of all of the more specialized things for each Pokemon type. We actually have 18 specialized services for each type of Pokemon, and I know you will be so excited to read about those in our little brochure. So I'm going to give that to you. Here is your room key, so I'm going to give that to you as well. And yeah, your Ultra Ball Suite. Actually, well, your Ultra Ball Suite number for now is 422. And if your Pokemon happen to struggle with the behavioral test, because it does happen, and it's not a knock on your Pokemon, it's not a knock on your Pokemon at all. It just means that they're not ready to be responsible for themselves, and that is okay. It happens at different times for every Pokemon. That will mean that we will urge you to upgrade to the Master Ball or keep your Pokemon in balls for the duration of your stay, which nobody wants to do. But we do have a PC, so if you need to, we have that available, okay? Oh, of course, another amenity that we have that goes without saying is a Pokemon Center healing station and PC. So you are in the best of hands here. We have, of course, a Chansey and a Blissey on staff in there. So you are in the best of hands, and we are so glad you're here. And yeah, I get off at 8 a.m. if you want to take me to breakfast. I like waffles. No? Okay, that's okay. Hey, you're not hurting my feelings. Just let me meet your Pokemon later when you walk through the lobby later sometime when I'm on staff. Okay. Yeah, good night. I know it's been a long night. Go right to sleep when you get upstairs into room 422 after your behavioral test. So you just have one more step. But yeah, I wish the best for your stay here. And if you need anything, call the front desk. Hopefully I'll answer so I get to talk to you again. But yeah, I guess we'll never know. But good night. Yes, I'll send you off to the other guy.